Every week we bring you stories of inspirational athletes overcoming the odds. The Sheldon cross-country team wasn't sure it would have a season back in August after their head coach Glenn Rogers passed away unexpectedly.
But as Brian Mueller tells us, not only did the Huskies decide to run, they're making sure their coach's impact is far from the finish line.
Running is one of those things where you can just relieve all your thoughts, and if you're feeling upset, angry, whatever, like it's just a way for you to relieve any stress.
Something that has been much needed for Ashley Offord and the rest of the Sheldon cross-country team. Running has been an escape ever since that day in August.
We got an announcement saying like, oh, all cross-country runners go to the cafeteria right after school. The second I stepped into the cafeteria and I see like the principal, a couple counselors, some teachers, and I didn't see him, a part of me already kind of was like shattered because I knew it wasn't going to be something good if he wasn't there.
He is Glenn Rogers, Sheldon's beloved cross-country coach. He passed away unexpectedly on August 30th at the age of 70.
The second that they told us, like, it was just complete disbelief. I completely broke down along with everybody else. Like it was just really hard just hearing that, just knowing how 1 second he was there and then the next he was gone.
Glenn Rogers was the only cross-country coach in the school's 24-year history. His legacy cannot be quantified just by his runners' times or medals won, but also by the impact he had on so many Sheldon students.
He was amazing, man. He was just so dedicated to us, and like he knew all of us. Kids from like 25 years ago, he knows everybody's name. He affected so many people in like the best possible way. He was like that person for a lot of people in high school that like they could go and have a safe place after school.
Coach Rogers would also buy running shoes for his kids that didn't have them. He was always willing to go the extra mile for his runners. He cared, which made the thought of having a season without him all the more difficult. But then the team remembered one of his favorite sayings.
Those who endure conquer, and that's just kind of what also words have been carrying us through that season. Like he would put that on the back of all of our t-shirts and like always say that to us. And so like that, like those who endure, like we're gonna keep pushing through this.
Because that's what their coach would have wanted, for them to endure, to keep running. So through their tired legs and heavy hearts, that's what the Huskies did. They ran for Coach.
We'd be running and like we'd get to a place where our coach's truck would be and we would all like start crying, and it's like, okay, we got to keep going. Like this is like we're running with a purpose. Like there's a reason why we're here.
We had this saying, you run for Coach, right? Our very first meet after the whole thing went down, one of my captains was like, run the way Coach would want you to run. You know, you're not out here running for PR, just run the way Coach would want you to run.
Though Coach Rogers may be gone, he's far from a distant memory for his runners both present and past. The high school held the first annual Glenn Rogers Memorial 5K in October. Alums from as far away as North Carolina came to run for their old coach.
Looking at our lives, like, oh yeah, he impacted us. Like we're the living students that are like right now, but then seeing all those kids from like many years past, like come and see how much he affected their lives, it's just crazy to me. Like he had such a wide reach.
I think it's a way to let his family know how much he's impacted the community. You know, as a spouse or a child, you might not be around to see how he dealt with kids, and I think it's a big deal that they were able to see, like, this is what his time away from us, this is what he's done throughout these years.
Coach Lee says they're planning on making the memorial run an annual event, and the proceeds will one day go to a scholarship fund in his name, ensuring that Coach Rogers' impact on Sheldon students is far from the finish line. Reporting in Sacramento, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
The Sheldon runners still keep in touch with Coach Rogers' family and update them on meet results throughout the season.